Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Central Hardin High School for tonight's semifinal action in the fast-pitch softball region. Tonight's ball game has the 30-6 Greene County Dragons taking on the 16-14 Elizabethtown Panthers. Go down the lineups. First for the visitors on the board, Greene County. It'll be Haley Judd, followed by Maddie Corbin. Hanley Hudgens will hit, then Caitlin Milby hits fourth. Abby Keltner will hit fifth. Kylie McCubbins hits sixth. Micah Thompson will be in the 7 hole. Grace Patterson hitting 8th. And Tatum Calk will finish it out. As we go around the field for defensively for the Panthers, it'll be Presley Payne in left field. And Avery Simpson in center field. That should be Natalie Shaw. First pitch inside. Right fielder will be Kayla Braden. At third, it is Riley Brown. Hannah Riley will be at shortstop. Maddie Pinkham at second. Avery Simpson first. And the battery will be Joella Castillo behind the dish with Calasanti in the circle. Judd leads off the game with a single back up the middle. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Maddie Corbin, now for the Dragons. These two teams did square off in the regular season back on March 26th. Greene County coming out with an 8-7 victory over the Panthers. Inside, ball one. Earlier tonight, it was Central Hardin in our opening semifinal game, moving on to tomorrow night's championship game with a 6-1 victory over Taylor County. They avenged their only region loss. Now evened up at 1-1. That change up high. 2-1 now the count to Corbin. As Riley moves under that one, makes the easy catch. And so the first out of the innings recorded, and now we'll come to the first baseman, Henley Hudgens. He steps to the plate. Hudgens on the season came in with a .504 average, top average for the Dragon. That one got out in front of it, gets it to Riley at short. They'll get the lead runner down, but not Hudgens, as she will reach on a fielder's choice. 6-4 put out. That's going to bring us to the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, Caitlin Milby. He'll be hitting .333 on the season. A couple of home runs, 14 doubles, and 22 RBIs. Strike one. Calasanti right down the middle with that one. Speaking of the championship game tomorrow night, we will have that here for you live on HCEC-TV. Again, game time scheduled for 6:30. Catches the inside corner, 0-2 now the count. Calasanti toes the rubber. And that will be hitting the air towards right field. Kayla Braden comes in, makes the catch. And that will do it. So there were no runs on one hit, one runner left on base, and no Elizabethtown errors. After half an inning, scoreless, we head to the bottom of the first inning. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associate, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank. Let us help make life simple. Hometown banking made simple. Go down the lineup. First for the Panthers. Leading off, it'll be a shortstop, Hannah Riley, followed by center fielder Natalie Shaw. Trista Colasanti will hit third with Maddie Pinkham hitting fourth. Joella Castillo hits fifth, followed by Presley Payne. Hitting seventh will be Riley Brown. Avery Simpson hits eighth, and Bailey Thomas, the designated player, will hit ninth. Go down the defensive alignment for the Dragons. Starting in the outfield, left field will be Micah Thompson, Haley Judd in center, and Tatum Calk in right. Around the infield, Maddie Corbin at third, Caitlin Milby at short, Grace Patterson at second, and Panley Hudgens at first. The battery tonight behind the dish, Kylie McCubbins, and in the circle for the Dragons, Abby Keltner. Keltner comes in, 134 innings pitched on the season, has 163 strikeouts, 17-4 record with a 2.19 ERA. Hannah Riley comes to the plate. Riley coming in with a 471 average on the season for the Panthers. Panley Hudgens been off the diamond. Now she steps back on it. We're ready to play. Swings through the first pitch. 0-1 will be the count. That'll be low. Evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. That one high, 2-1 now the count to Riley. Natalie Shaw waits on deck. Will be popped up on the infield, going across, making the catch, Grace Patterson sliding underneath it. And that'll bring up center fielder Natalie Shaw. Shaw with a 388 average through the regular season. Oh and 1 the count. Outside, 1-1 now the count. That one fouled straight back. One and 2 now the count for Shaw. Keltner back into the circle. Out. Strike 3. Sorry, that looked outside from up here. That'll be first one. So 2 outs as we get to Trista Colasanti. There gets the sign from the dugout. Change up. That one high. I want to know now the count. Swings through that one, evens it up at 1-1. Blew that one past her. Hit foul down the third base line. 1-2 now the count. .395 average for Colasanti. Change-up swings through it. And so it'll be 2 strikeouts for Keltner at 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. So we'll head to the top of the second inning. Tied at 0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626 and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Online at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. Online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Due up in the top of the second inning. It'll be 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Abby Keltner, Kylie McCubbins, and Micah Thompson. Abby Keltner to the dish. Is a 4.11 record on this, 4.11 average on the season. Alasante still in the circle for the Panthers. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. That one was high, evens it up at 1-1. That one well outside, 2-1 now the count. Alasante struggled in her last 2 outings against Central Hardin in the district finals, and then yesterday against Washington County. That one's hit high in the air and just off of Simpson's glove. While it can't go down as an air should, that should be an out in the book. Count now 2-1. I'll be hit into center field. Going back is Shaw. Makes the catch. So the first out is recorded in the second inning. That's going to bring up to the catcher, Kylie McCubbins. McCubbins, 321 average on the season. 23 RBIs on the year as well. For strike one. Oh, and 1 now the count. That one hit down third, gets by Riley Brown. Hannah Riley from across the infield, not in time. And it'll be an infield single. And McCubbins will be at first. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Micah Thompson. Alasante coming into tonight's games with a little under 6 as an ERA. A play from Riley Brown throwing to Maddie Pinkham. Really should have gone across the infield, taking the out at first, instead tried to go the short way. And not able to get there in time. So with one out, runners at first and second for the Dragons, and that'll bring up second baseman Grace Patterson. Patterson with a 262 average. And now Coach Schmidt going to go out and question with the umpire. And it really looked like a bang-bang play. And I will say this, the umpire did not sell it as he was confident in it, because his motion could have been construed as safe or out. Didn't really sell it. If you're an E-Town fan, what it looked like he did was he forgot that it was a force out. So Patterson back into the batter's box. First and second with one out. There's a bunt. It'll go foul as Brown picks it up. That one bunted back at Colasanti. She'll take two. Pinkham, who was guarding, or who was covering first. So a 1-4 put out, sacrifice bunt. That's going to move McCubbins up to third and Thompson to second. And that'll get us to Tatum Clock now with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Asante looks into the dugout for the pitch. Swings through that one. 0-1 now the count. That fouled off. Now 0-2 the count. The Cock. A slow roller to Brown. She's up with it across to Simpson in time. So the 5-3 putout will end the inning. There were no runs on 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, and no Elizabethtown errors. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Score remains 0-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris, Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Due up in the bottom of the second for the Panthers, it'll be 4, 5, 6 in the lineup. Maddie Pinkham, Joella Castillo, and Presley Payne. Abby Keltner back into the circle for the Dragons. Everybody is ready. Here comes Pinkham. Pinkham hitting .321 on the season. First pitch, she fouls that one out of play. So 0-1, Pinkham steps back into the batter's box. That one's high. Evens it up at 1-1. That one ripped down the line and caught there by Corbin as she stabs it. And so Joella Castillo comes to the plate. Castillo comes in with a 289 record or average on the season. Keltner with the changeup. 1-0 now the count. Swings through that one, evens it back up at 1-1. That change up. Castillo chases after now 1-2 the count. Strike three on the outside corner. That's the third strikeout of the night for Keltner. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Presley Payne, for the Panthers. Payne twice last week in the district tournament called out. He was coming up the slat bunt. He was out of the batter's box when she hit the ball. Gets there in there for a strike. Oh, 0-1 now the count. Fouled off. 0-2 now the count. She swings at that one. And 2 strikeouts in the first inning, 2 strikeouts in the second inning for Keltner. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on after 2 complete. Our score tied at 0 apiece. Heading to the top of the third inning. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming is sponsored in part by Brandyburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical therapy associates. More personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, the winner of this game will face the Central Hardin Bruins tomorrow night in the region finals. That game's scheduled for 6:30 p.m. And we will have that here for you live on HCEC-TV. Calasanti back in the circle for the Panthers. It'll be 1-2-3 in the Dragons lineup. It'll be Haley Judd, Maddie Corbin, and Tanley Hudgens. Judd to the plate, 1 for 1 on the day as she reached on a single. I 1-0 to Judd. Judd with a 431 average on the season. I hit that towards center field. Natalie Shaw right there. She'll make the catch for the first. And that'll bring us to the third baseman, Maddie Corbin. She popped out to the shortstop in her only at-bat. Try to get an update from Region Baseball tournament as we can. Way out in front of that one. 0-1 the count. Good change up from Colasanti. Two innings, it was tied 0-0 with North Hardin and Greene County in the boys region. 1-1 now, the count to Corbin. Low and inside, 2-1 now, the count. Three and one is out high and outside. Catches the inside corner. 3-2 now, the count to Corbin. Corbin with 7 home runs on the season. Breeze that we had in the opening game is still just a light breeze now blowing straight out. That one hit back up the middle. Riley with it. Across to Simpson in time. The 6-3 put out will be the second out of this top of the third inning. That'll bring us to the first baseman, Kenley Hudgens. Hudgens, the team leader in home runs with 10. That one back up the middle, first pitch. That'll be a base hit. Just on a fielder's choice in her first at bat. It's her first base hit. That'll bring us to the shortstop, Caitlin Milby. Hudgens, the team leader in stolen bases as well, as she's 14 out of 15 this season. Be hit foul. Will be interesting to see if Coach Jeff Wright of the Dragons sends Hudgens as try to get her in scoring position. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. That'll be fouled off down the third base line. Back-to-back pitches. 0-2 now the count. Coach Schmidt, you just asked Colasanti to throw it even slower. Millie has been out in front of those first 2 pitches. That one's high. And Hudgens goes, and it gets past Hannah Riley into center field. Shaw will get it back in. And so on the stolen base and then on the error, it'll be Hudgens to third. It was stolen base and then the E6. So now 1-2 the count. Coach Schmidt, you tell Colasanti to worry about the batter in the batter's box. 1-2 the count to Milby. And gets over the shortstop's head in the first run of the night. Mishandled by the left fielder, and Milby hustles into second. So an RBI single, and advances on the E7. And so the first run of the night goes to the Dragons. It's here in the top of the third. They take a 1-0 lead. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Abby Keltner. Keltner 0 for 1 as she flew out to center field. First at bat. One inside. 1-0 the count. They'll be taking an aggressive secondary lead after that pitch gets out of the circle. That change up in there for a strike evens it up at 1-1. That's going to be ripped into left field. Payne gets it. Milby never stops. And there'll be an RBI single, back-to-back RBI singles. So with 2 outs, the Dragons have scored 2 runs. There was a pop out and then a ground out. And then 3 consecutive singles now by the Dragons, resulting in 2 runs. Katie Church, the courtesy runner, running at first for Keltner. That'll bring up Kylie McCubbins. McCubbins 1 for 1 on the day with a single. That's outside. That'll be fouled out of play. 1-1 now the count. There's another single back up the middle. 4 consecutive singles now. And it'll be runners at first and second. And we'll get to Micah Thompson, the left fielder. She also had a single in her first at bat. And now we're going to have a courtesy runner for McCubbins as well. I believe this is going to be number 10 for the courtesy runner. This says Lily Beard will be. Lily Beard running at first. And there'll be 5 consecutive singles back up the middle. They're going to stop the runner at third. And so station to station as Thompson and 5 consecutive singles now for the Dragons. It's going to be Church at third, Beard at second, and Thompson at first as we get to the second baseman, Grace Patterson. Patterson 0 for 0 on the day. She had a sacrifice bunt in her only at bat. That one popped up. Calasanti will make the catch. But 5 consecutive base hits with 2 outs, scores 2 runs on 2 errors by the Panthers with 3 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. Greene County on top, 2-0 over Central Hardin. This is a Hardin County Education Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming, sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Due up, it's going to be 7, 8, 9 in the Panther lineup. Riley Brown, Avery Simpson, and Bailey Thomas. Keltner remains in the circle with McCubbins behind the dish. So this for Greene County, they waste no time getting in and out. Brown now comes to the plate. Brown named to the all-tournament team last week. He didn't start in the hitting lineup. He was in the lineup for both games, but in the semifinal game against North Hardin, she didn't come in until later to hit for herself. Had a big base hit, and then in the final had a couple more base hits. Swings at that first pitch. Cut with fastball on the outside. 0-1 the count. That one outside. Evens it up at 1-1. One and one the count. Fouls that one back. 1-2 now the count. That one inside 2-2 now the count. Adjust your cameras. That is not. Oh, there's a. The grill for the concession stand is putting off a lot of smoke right now. So they're going to take a short break. The smoke from the grill didn't go straight up, it's blown onto the field. So a reminder, we will have the championship game tomorrow night at 6:30 here at Central Hardin High School. And later tonight, conclusion of this ball game, we will have 2 players named to the all-tournament team. They are going to join Emma Moore of LaRue County, Maddie Robbins of Bethlehem, Abby Scott from Marion County, Kate Taylor from Washington County, Autumn Henderson from Taylor County, and Shania Cox from Taylor County. We come back to action. 2-2 the count to Riley Brown as she'll step back in to the batter's box. That one roller right back to Keltner. She'll flip it over to Hudgens. So the first out was a 1-3 put out, and now that's going to bring us to the first baseman, Avery Simpson. In there for a strike. 0-1 now the count. Now swings through that one. 0-2 the count. Keltner has gotten the first out of each of the innings on a ball hit and then played them back-to-back strikeouts to end both of them. That one high. 1-2 now the count. Swings at that one. Strike 3. 5th strikeout of the day for Keltner. And that'll bring us to Bailey Thomas, the designated player for the Panthers.
The DP, Bailey Thomas.
Oh, and 1 the count to Thomas. That one in there for a strike. 0-2. That'll be fouled out by Thomas. Count remains 0-2. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Greene County up 2-0 on the Panthers. Outside 1-2 now the count. And strike 3. Those 6 strikeouts. Another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. Through 3 complete. The Dragons on top 2-0 over the Panthers. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Due up in the bottom of the top of the 4th inning. It will be 9-1-2 in the lineup. It'll be Tatum Cock, Haley Judd, and Maddie Corbin up for the Dragons. Calasante remains in the circle for the Panthers. Clark 0 for 1 on the day. She grounded out to third base in her first at bat. First pitch is a ball. 1-0. And with a slow roller back to Calasante, she'll flip it to Simpson. The first jump. And that'll take us to the top of the lineup. Haley Judd now to the plate. Judd 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single in her first at bat. That one's ripped out towards the second. Hannah Riley with it. And a little high, but Avery Simpson able to pull it down. The 6-3 put out. And this is where the Dragons made their money last at bat. As after 2 outs, they had 5 consecutive singles to score 2 runs. And so to bring Maddie Corbin to the plate. Corbin 0 for 2 on the day. That one outside 1-0 to count. Change up in there for a strike, evens it at 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be hit out towards, there's a shallow center field coming on. Natalie Shaw makes the catch. And for the first time, it's a perfect inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, Greene County on top 2-0 over Central Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for a rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and you can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. 1-2-3 in the lineup for the Panthers. Hannah Riley, Natalie Shaw, and Trista Calasante. Keltler's been on her game tonight. 6 strikeouts through the first 9 batters that she has faced. Hannah Riley popped out to the second baseman in her first at-bat.
Now the order, Hannah Riley, the shortstop.
That changeup will be high. 1-0.
Shaw on deck.
Catches the inside corner, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Swings at that one, fouls it out of play. 1-2 now the count. That changeup low and in the dirt. Evens it up at 2-2. That's hit straight up in the air. Corbin calls for it. She makes the catch. The F5. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Natalie Shaw. Shaw struck out in her first at-bat.
Colasante on deck.
First pitch, a ball. Swings at that one, evens it up at 1-1. Steps back, 1-1 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 the score with Greene County on top. That one's going to be hit straight up in the air as well. Calling for it is Hudgens, and she makes the catch. And that'll bring up Krista Colasante. Colasante 0 for 1 on the day. She strike out in her first at-bat. That one outside. 1-0 the count. That one's ripped foul down the left field line. A foul ball thrown back into play. Now Colasante back into the batter's box.
He did miss. Inside and high.
Colasante chases after that one. 1-2 now the count. Swings at that one, fouls it back, so she'll hang in there. Count will remain 1-2. Keltner not wasting a whole lot of time in the circle. She gets the pit. She gets ready. And strikeout number 7. And so again, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. Through 4 complete, our score has Greene County on top, 2-0 over Elizabethtown. We're heading to the top of the 5th. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Due up in the top of the fifth for the Dragons. It'll be 3-4-5 in the lineup. Hanley Hudgens, Caitlin Milby, and Abby Keltner. Calasante will stay in the circle for the Panthers.
He'll be on deck.
Hudgens steps to the plate. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single and a run scored, along with a stolen base. Oh and 1 now the count. That one outside. 2 and 1 now the count. I'll try to keep you updated on the 5th Region Baseball Tournament as it's North Hardin and Greene County going at it. That'll be fouled back. 2 and 2 the count. Eric Moore hits a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it was Andrew Henderson for the Trojans that had 2 RBIs in the 3rd to give them a 2-0 lead. Then Moore's home run here in the 4th has the Trojans now on top 5-0. 2 and 2 the count here to Hudgens as she steps back in. Greene County on top 2-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. That'll be fouled out of play. Ball comes back in. Brother Mike Bell at the end as that one was fouled off. Has already had his truck hit once today, cracked his windshield. That one high, 3 and 2 now the count. And now we have all the bells here in the and that swings through that one as Hudgens loses the bat. A strikeout. That's going to bring up Caitlin Milby. Milby 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI.
Caitlin Milby, shortstop.
So with 1 out, Calasante back to the rubber. Once again, it'll be Caitlin Milby, the shortstop. One's in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Change up from Calasante in there for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. A slow roller to Brown. Brown mishandles it across the inning, across the infield in time for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs, Abby Keltner to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single. One hit just out in front of home. It's going to be a foul ball as it actually hit the bat in the batter's box. And I think it would have been a fair ball until it rolled into the bat. It's more of a safety concern. So 0-1 the count now to Keltner. That'll be popped out of play. 0-2 now the count to Keltner. Fouls that one off. Count remains 0-2. Change up. Just outside. 1-2 now the count. That'll be hit down the left field line. Ends in fair. Presley Payne misplays it, and Keltner rolls in. So she's 2 for 3 now on the day with a single and a double.
So well hit ball down the line is fair, and it kind of took.
That's going to bring up the catcher, Kylie McCubbins. McCubbins 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles. And Church now going to go out. Katie Church will be the courtesy runner for Keltner out at second base as McCubbins steps to the plate. McCubbins singles have both been back up the middle. That one low. 1-0. Back up the middle, Colasanti gets it, flips it over to Simpson. And so after a double, able to get the 1-3 put out. So there were no runs on one hit, one runner left on base. So we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Greene County remains on top, 2-0 over Elizabethtown. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Get a reminder, tomorrow night we will be back on the air with the 5th Region Championship ball game. It'll be the Central Hardin Bruins taking on either the Greene County Dragons or the Elizabethtown Panthers. That game is scheduled for a 6:30 start time. We will have it here live on HCEC-TV. Cubbins comes out after she was hitting. She got to go put on her catcher's gear. She will come back. Due up in the Panther lineup here in the bottom of the 5th. Maddie Pinkham, Joella Castillo, and Presley Payne. I'd like to thank J.C. Wright for all the hospitality here at Central Hardin High School. He's bragging about the ribeye sandwiches that he didn't bring to us to eat. So we start the bottom of the 5th. Pinkham 0 for 1. He hits this one straight up in the air. And Corbin comes over to make it. The first at bat, she lined out to Corbin. Now she pops up to Corbin. And that'll bring up the catcher, Joella Castillo. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. That one outside. 1-0 the count. That'll be fouled out over the first base dugout. Castillo coming in with a 289 average on the season. And Castillo attempts at that. Bunt. Misses it. 1-2 now the count. That'll be pop foul. Count remains 1-2. One and two the count. Castillo digs back in, fouls that one straight back. I don't know that Cutler gotten 3 balls to any one batter tonight. Very consistent working inside and outside. Fouls that one straight back. And a changeup popped up on the infield. Keltner calls him off and makes the catch. With 2 outs now in the 5th inning, it'll be the left fielder, Presley Payne, coming to the plate. Struck out in her first at-bat. Now she's going to step in as a right-hander. Usually she swings away as a right-hander. As a lefty, she'll slap at it. That catches the inside corner. 0-1 now the count. Payne pops up this bunt attempt. It lands fair, then rolls foul, and it'll be a foul ball. And they're going to call out Presley Payne as she interfered against Simpson. So it is a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Greene County on top, 2-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. Brian Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Tune in weekly for rebroadcast of all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always search our past broadcast on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. 2 up in the top of the 6th inning for the Dragons. It'll be 7, 8, 9 in the lineup. Micah Thompson, Grace Patterson, and Tatum Kopp. Calasante remains in the circle for the Panthers. Thompson comes to the plate. She's 2 for 2 on the day. She's had a pair of singles on the night. Calasante back into the circle. In 2-0 we're here in the top of the 6th inning. That one outside, 1-0 to Thompson. Mike Matheson of the News Enterprise trying to influence the all-tournament team selection committee. That one's going to be ripped out towards seconds right at Pinkham. He makes the catch for the first down, and that's going to bring up Grace Patterson. Patterson 0 for 1 on the day. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at-bat and popped out to the pitcher in her last at-bat. That one high. 1-0 now the count. Swings through that one, evens it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Of the outside, 2-1 now the count. Tonight's press box brought to you by the Bell family. 3 generations here. Causing a lot of entertainment. 2-1 the count. To Patterson. Patterson hits him out towards left. Chasing back is Riley unable to make it. So we've had a substitution for the Panthers. I believe it's Mary Kate Wheatley in left field right now. Yes. So a single for Patterson. And that's going to bring up Tatum Calk. Calk 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out to third into the pitcher. He attempts at that one, fouls it off. Really chased a high pitch that time, trying to get the bunt down. Trying to get Patterson over to second. Patterson with no stolen bases on the day. That one's popped up. Castillo makes the catch. Throws down to first trying to get Patterson. Does not. So Castillo with a very good play. And so with 2 outs, we'll head to the top of the order as Haley Judd comes to the plate. Judd 1 for 3 on the day. She had a single, a fly out, and a ground out. Low, 1-0. It's inside. 2-0 now the count. That changeup gets in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count. That's going to be hit to center field. Going back is Shaw. Now it's coming in. It actually makes a basket catch as she had gone back a little too far. But makes the catch. So there are no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Greene County remains on top, 2-0 over the Panthers. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Due up for the Panthers, it'll be Riley Brown, Avery Simpson, and Bailey Thomas. Riley Brown will step to the plate.
The third baseman, Riley Brown. Simpson on deck.
Brown 0 for 1 on the day. She grounded out back to Keltner. Keltner back in the circle. That one high. I want to know the count now to Brown. That one a slow roller out towards third. Picked it up as Corbin across the infield in time. A strong throw from Corbin.
Avery Simpson.
And so that'll bring up the first baseman, Avery Simpson. 0 for 1 on the day as she was a strikeout victim in her only at-bat. First pitch high on the changeup. That one high. 2-0 now, the count to Simpson. That one low. 3-0 now, the count. I believe this is the first 3-ball count that Keltner has gone to today. That one in there for a strike. 3-1 now, the count to Simpson. Ball 4. So she will lose the perfect game on that batter as Simpson is the first batter of the night. Bailey Thomas now comes to the plate for the Panthers. She's 0 for 1 as she struck out in her only at-bat. That one in there for a strike right down the middle. Ball high and tight. 1-1 now, the count. One and one. I make it 1-2. Thomas chases the high fastball. Strike 3. 8th strikeout of the night for Keltner, and that'll send us to the top of the order with Hannah Riley. Riley's flying out to the second baseman and the third baseman. Ball. That one low. 2-0 now, the count to Riley. That'll be fouled off. 2-1 now, the count to Riley. There's a curveball on the inside corner. 2-2 now, the count. It's going to be hit out towards left field. right at Micah Thompson, and she'll make the third out. So there were no runs on no hits, one runner left on base, and no Greene County errors. Through 6 complete, our score 2-0 with Greene County on top as we're heading to the 7th inning. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Again, at the completion of this ball game, we will have 2 members named to the all-tournament team. They will join Emma Moore from LaRue County, Maddie Robbins from Bethlehem, Abby Scott from Marion County, Kate Taylor from Washington County, Autumn Henderson from Taylor County, and Shania Cox from Taylor County. Again, the winner of tonight's ball game faces the Central Hardin Bruins tomorrow night in the 5th Region Fast Pitch Softball Championship game. Game will be here at Central Hardin High School, scheduled to start at 6:30. We'll have it for you live here on HCEC-TV. Due up in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be Maddie Corbin, Hanley Hudgens, and Caitlin Milby. Corbin steps to the plate 0 for 3 on the day. She's had a couple of flyouts and a ground out.
The third
We go to
baseman,
the top of the 7th. Maddie Corbin.
That one outside. 1-0 the count. Change up in there for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. In our last update from Taylor County, as North Hardin was taking on Greene County in the baseball region semifinals. North Hardin on top 5-0 through 4 innings. That one's going to be hitting to right field. Kayla Braden out there. And it falls off of her glove. And so the E9 and that'll bring up the first baseman at Tanley Hudgens. He is 1 for 3 on the day. She did have a single and a stolen base and a run scored. She scored the first run for the Dragons. So with no outs, there'll be a runner at first. Hudgens digs in. That one in for a strike. There's some high into foul territory down. Mary Kate Wheatley comes over. She makes the catch. First out. So Caitlin Milby, shortstop now to the plate. She's 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single and a run scored. Milby is popped out to right field and then grounded out to third base. This one's hit up. Maddie Pinkham comes in, makes the catch for the second out.
The pitcher, Abigail Keltner, Evans on deck.
That'll bring up the pitcher, Abby Keltner. Keltner 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a pair of singles. A single and a double. That'll be hit deep to right center field. That's going to get down. It's at the base of the wall. Milby comes flying around. She's going to score the third run of the ball game. So an RBI double by Keltner.
Ball just about.
And a good job. Oh, sorry, I said Milby. It's Corbin who actually scores. Corbin off on the ball, never stopped as she goes around. Katie Church, the courtesy runner, will come in for Keltner as McCubbins now comes to the plate. McCubbins 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles. All of the runs tonight scored by Greene County with 2 outs, and that's going to be one into left center. Shaw going to send. The throw is there, and they say she is in time. As it looked like Church was able to slide in there, but they're going to take it back. And so a single for McCubbins, as there was 1 run on 2 hits. Runner left on base, and the 8-2 put out at the plate. So Elizabethtown will be coming back up in the bottom of the 7th, needing 3 runs to continue on their season. This is the Hardin County Educational and Community Television Student Production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Panel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So McCubbins comes out of dugout with her equipment on now. Keltner will take her warm-up pitches. So due up in the 7th inning for the Panthers. There'll be 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Natalie Shaw, Krista Colasante, and Maddie Pinkham. Shaw, after making a good play in center field, she came up gunning and guns out Church at home. And that one rolls in there, ball 1. And a check swing and picked up by Hudgens, and 3 unassisted is the first out. That'll bring up the pitcher, Krista Colasante, for the Panthers. Colasante 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts on the day. Swings through that one. That pitch was high. Chases after it. Oh, and 1 the count. Change up. That's high. Evens it up at 1-1. Swings through that one. 1-2 now, the count to Colasante. And with the changeup, the second out, and so the Panthers are down to their last out. Maddie Pinkham steps to the plate. Pinkham is lined out to the third baseman and popped out to the third baseman. That one outside, 1-0. That will be fastball up high, 2-0 now, the count to Pinkham. Strike on the inside corner, 2-1 now to Pinkham. Called the ball 3-1 now, the count to Pinkham. Ball inside, and so Pinkham will draw the second walk of the night issued by Keltner. And that'll bring up Joella Castillo. Castillo 0 for 2 on the day. So they strike it. And they pop out to the first baseman. That pitch is high. 1-0 now the count. Swings through that one. 1-1. And a change up. 1-2 now the count, and the Panthers down to their last strike. And swings through it. And the 10 strikeout night for Abby Keltner. And a no-hitter pitched by Keltner as Greene County wins 3-0. Elizabethtown finished 16-15 on the season. Reminder, stay tuned for the naming of the all-tournament team players. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties for all your real estate needs. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. E-Town Exterminating, 270-737-6900. And West Point Bank. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. 2 players coming to the all-tournament team from Elizabethtown.
Would you direct your attention to the infield where Central Hardin Athletic Director James Carl Wright will present the 5th Region All-Tournament Team Award to Lady Panther Natalie Shaw.
Natalie Shaw.
And Lady Panther Maddie Pinkham.
And Maddie Pinkham named to the all-tournament team. They join Taylor County's Autumn Henderson and Shania Cox, along with Kate Taylor from Washington County, Abby Scott from Marion County, Maddie Robbins from Bethlehem, and Emma Moore from LaRue County. A reminder, we'll be back on the air tomorrow night, as it will be Greene County and Central Hardin squaring off for the 5th Region title and a trip to the Sweet 16. For all of our workers here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.
This has been a Hardin County Educational Community Television production. Live local sports are on Brandenburg Channel 1, and all rebroadcasts are on Brandenburg and Comcast Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184, and on our YouTube site. Also check out our live sporting events on nfhs.com or visit us at hardin.k12.ky.us. Hardin County Educational Community Television, located in Hardin County, Kentucky, a division of Hardin County Schools, airing on Brandenburg, Comcast, Spectrum, and also airing online.
Providing live coverage of local high school sports.
Covering community and school events, while teaching students along the way.
HCEC-TV, the area's leading educational and government access channel, training the next generation of media arts students.
Control your home even when you're not there with Brandenburg Telecom's home automation service. Turn lights on and off, lock and unlock doors, and change settings on your thermostat using your smartphone or tablet. Stop worrying whether or not you remembered to close the garage door, and save money by programming your thermostat to reduce energy used when you're not home. Call Brandenburg Telecom for a free quote and enjoy the convenience of having home automation, phone, TV, and internet service, all from one local company.
All right, son, you ready to open your first savings account?
Yes, I am.
West Point Bank has been growing with our customers for over 30 years. We know what it takes to support them in every stage of their life. You need a bank that you know and trust to help you reach your goals and make your dreams come true. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple.
You have a choice because not all physical therapy is the same.
So when you need physical therapy, come to the one chosen as Hardin County's Reader's Choice winner 4 years in a row.
We are always working to better educate and stay ahead of the latest advancements in physical therapy.
Physical therapy can get you back doing what you love to do.
If you're experiencing pain, loss of mobility, or just want to feel better,
come see us at Physical Therapy Associates in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Hodgenville, and now open in Brandenburg.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. I just wanted to announce some exciting news that I'm officially a licensed realtor. I've been a part of a championship-winning basketball team, a conference-winning Bellarmine golf team, and now I'm part of an award-winning real estate team, JT Pitts & Associates at RE/MAX Premier Properties. If you have any real estate questions, real estate needs, or just want to reach out, please don't hesitate to call or send me a message. My number is right below. I'm ready to bring that winning mentality to the real estate industry so I can give my clients the service they deserve. Thanks.
Bluegrass Cellular's faster data speeds and more complete coverage keep you connected to your community, no matter where life takes you. Whether you're exploring your own backyard or forging new paths across the country. Talk better, text better, play better, and share better. Here, there, and everywhere. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
E-Town Exterminating, a locally owned, family-run pest control company, has been serving Hardin County and the surrounding area since 1976. E-Town Exterminating provides pest control for residential and commercial properties. E-Town Exterminating on Ring Road in Elizabethtown. Phone 737-6900.
E-Town Exterminating. What the buzz is all about.
For additional information on HCEC-TV programming, call 270-769-8855 or email Gina Ryan at hardin.kyschools.us. On behalf of HCEC-TV, we would like to thank all of our live coverage sponsors.